evening. We call to order the West Valley City Council meeting, our regular meeting. We note that all council members are in attendance. With that, we will have our opening ceremony, and I note that I have that, and they warned me, so we'll do our traditional pledge to the flag. If you would join us and stand and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. We note we have a scout troop here tonight, and I believe you have, our tradition is that one of your scouts come up and introduce yourselves, your troop or pack or whatever, and tell what schools you attend and why you're here tonight. And we'll be nice to you. You just have to come up to the microphone and tell us who you are. Not by name, your troop, okay? Yeah, right up here. So your troop number and what schools you attend.
So my name is Justin Moyes, and our troop number is 3844, and I go to Endeavor Hall.
All of you go there, or?
Different places.
Yeah.
All different places. And you're here, what are you working on tonight?
Citizen pen.
Citizen pen, great.
Learn how government works.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate having you here. And, okay, the rest I think are on our program. So, next, the approval of the minutes of October 11th. A motion from the council.
Mayor, move for approval of the minutes of October 11th. Second.
Properly before us, any discussion? Seeing no discussion, then we'll place it for a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. Our minutes are approved. Next, we have some presentations. We'll begin with it's called a Certificate of Excellence in Citizen-Centric Reporting. And we have Joe Flygar here from the Association of Government Accountants to make a presentation. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Bigelow and members of the City Council. It's my pleasure to be here today representing the Northern Utah chapter of the Association of Government Accountants. I'm here to present your finance department this certification of excellence in citizen-centric reporting. West Valley City received this. Is Nick House? You want to come up here? Sure. Is anyone else from your finance team here?
The whole back row.
The whole back row? Oh, well, look at that. Sorry, Mayor, I'm just going to take over here. I know Nick is on our board, so I'll present this to him and have him come up while I explain a little bit about what this is. But in our chapter, we don't get this very often, and West Valley, this is the first year that they were awarded this certificate of excellence. And this is from the National Association of Government Accountants, which is AGA, for their citizen-centric reporting, CCR, and it is for the fiscal year ending on June 30th, 2015. The CCR is intended to foster innovative means of communicating between government and their residents. I know Mayor Bigelow knows a lot about accounting. Some of the rest of you may not, but getting what the numbers mean to the people isn't always that easy. And so what Nick and the accounting team, the finance team here in West Valley was able to do is to create visually the numbers for the people. And so they can look at it and better understand what the finances in West Valley City mean. The CCR was put together by the Finance Department with creative support from the PR and Neighborhood Services Department, and the report is meant to be clear, understandable, and accurate in this presentation. West Valley City created this report after the completion of the annual financial audit and submitted the report for review based on strict guidelines and eligibility requirements. The AGA commended West Valley City on specific outstanding points, including in the report, it being visually attractive and provides an excellent flow of information. It lists the community indicators by function, and it's extremely easy to follow for someone without an accounting background. And the report has a nice recap of the city's accomplishments and future projects. This is the first year West Valley City has received this award, and I'm sure it won't be the last. So we want to congratulate the Finance Department at West Valley City.
Thank you very much, and to the whole finance group, department, congratulations, well deserved. Mr. Powell, do you want to add any comments?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. So, and it might have been brought up, so I apologize if I repeat, but it's probably worthwhile anyway. Jim came to me some time ago and mentioned to me that Nick had approached him with the idea of doing this on his own proactively. It was something that he thought would be worthwhile to the citizenry, and he was proactive enough in his concern for the citizenry to want to do that, which I thought was very admirable at the time, and of course love to encourage that sort of activity amongst the employees, and so of course also gave Jim the go-ahead. So I just wanted to commend Nick also as well, and also Jim, for encouraging his employees in that way, and thank him for the effort. It's a great job.
Okay, thank you very much. With that then, we now go to the next item, our proclamation on Lights on After School Day in West Valley City, this with our CEP partnership. Councilman Buellman.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'd like to note that Margaret Peterson, the Executive Director of the Community Education Partnership, is here with us tonight.
Nick?
Now raise your hand and be recognized. Okay.
And former city councilman.
40 City Councilwoman, yes. Not that long ago.
I forgot.
A proclamation declaring October 20, 2016 as Lights On After School Day in West Valley City in support of Community Education Partnership's after-school programs leadership. Whereas the residents of West Valley City stand firmly committed to quality after-school programs and opportunities because they provide safe, challenging, and engaging learning experiences that help children develop social, emotional, physical, and academic skills, support working families by ensuring their children are safe and productive after the regular school day ends, build stronger communities by involving students, parents, business leaders, and adult volunteers in the lives of young people, promoting positive relationships among youth, families, and adults, engage families, schools, and community partners in advancing the welfare of our children. And whereas Community Education Partnership has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education and well-being of our youth, grounded in the principle that quality after-school programs are key to helping our children become successful adults. And whereas Lights On After School, the national celebration of after-school programs held this year on October 20, 2016, promotes the importance of quality after-school programs in the lives of children, families, and communities. And whereas more than 28 million children in the United States have parents who work outside the home, and over 15 million children have no place to go after school. And whereas many after-school programs across the country are facing funding shortfalls so severe that they are being forced to close their doors and turn off their lights, and whereas West Valley City is committed Lights On After School as a celebration of after-school programs, promoting the critical importance of quality programs for youth by ensuring lights stay on and doors remain open for all youth during the out-of-school time hours. Therefore, we, the Mayor and City Council of West Valley City, Utah, do hereby proclaim October 20, 2016 as Lights On After School Day And be it further resolved that West Valley City enthusiastically endorses Lights On After School and commits to engage in innovative after-school programs and activities that ensure the lights stay on and the doors stay open for all children after school.
Thank you very much. And to Ms. Peterson, thank you for your work in this area. And it seems it never ends. I visited a company yesterday that is involved with supporting programs after school as well in our city. And so I have to get you in touch with them. I told them about you. So.
Thank you.
Well, you know, Mayor, when you just finish teaching one child, another one comes along. I mean, the work here never ends, never will.
Yeah. Well, it's good that those children keep coming along. Ensures our Social Security and well-being when we retire. Appreciate all the work you're going to do for all the rest of us. Okay, with that then, we turn to our public comment period. And my understanding was Ms. Peterson, didn't want to take any time to speak.
You've heard from me plenty lately, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
This council is supportive. They don't question. They just support you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
For coming.
Thank
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
We'll go to our public comment time, but no one signed up. But is there anyone who would like to speak? It's open to the public on any issue. And seems that oh yes, there is one. If you would state your name and address.
Okay.
For the record.
I'm Marlon Nielsen. Address is 4738 West, 3720 South, here in West Valley. I've noticed that a lot of the fire hydrants here in West Valley are rusted, corroded, and paint's peeling off. Is there a program to repaint all the fire hydrants?
Mr. Pyle, I don't know if you can answer that or if we turn to the chief to... Back there.
Thanks, Mayor. So Granger Hunter actually maintains the fire hydrants in the city, or is their stated program to do so. I don't know that they actually have a painting program for them, but I'm sure that they would be interested in volunteer service. In fact, we could even facilitate that if that was a desire. Quite often we get requests for Eagle Scout projects, that sort of thing. So something like that would be great if that's an offer, sir.
Well, we'll think about that. Does West Valley provide the paint, or we provide it?
I'm sure we could work that out to provide paint, although usually in an Eagle Scout project it's the Scouts' responsibility to line up all those resources, but we could be the resource they coordinated. We could do that.
Well, I'll suggest
And
that.
I don't know, does that still qualify under the new rules for Eagle projects?
That's a good question. I actually have not been involved with an Eagle project for a little while.
I think it will depend on the amount of coordination and organization that the Eagle Scout candidate did.
Which is defined by their application anyway, so who would be approved or not approved at the organization level.
But you're certainly welcome to contact our fire chief. They have information on all of that. And if you'd like to pursue it further and get more information. So,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. Seeing no further public comments, we'll turn from that, come back to the council. Mr. Pyle, any comments?
No, sir. Thank you.
Any comments from the council? Kind of a quiet night. Next, we go to the public hearing portion of our meeting, and we have a temporary land use regulation, and this is for property near the four corners of 5600 West, 3500 South. There's an area there where we will temporarily restrict changes and modifications while we do an in-depth study of the area. We received a grant from Wasatch Front Regional Council. I believe it was $50,000, I have to remember. But a significant grant to do a study there on creating a town center. And so in conjunction with that, in order to keep it from changing while they're doing the study, they think it'll take them the full 6 months. we simply put a moratorium in place so that no changes occur during that time. Doesn't restrict anyone from using their property, from selling, anything like that. It just says that you can't request changes during that time so that they can complete the study. And as soon as the study is done, it's a 6-month moratorium, then that'll be lifted, and then whatever goes from there. This does not restrict anyone's use of the property in any way, nor is it a plan to take anyone's property. In fact, Mr. Powell, you had a nice way of putting that, and I said I would probably turn to you and ask you to make that statement again.
Which is unfortunate, Mayor, because I remember the conversation, but I can't remember how I put it. So I'll try the best I can to paraphrase, though. This is as opposed to some legal frameworks in the city in which we're conducting a redevelopment type project or an economic development or a public facilities improvement project, where sometimes taking a property or use of condemnation can be contemplated, although the city's very loath to do so and very rarely, if ever, has done that. But this is along the lines more of a planning tool, meaning that it's simply for the planning of the progress and the progression of the city in the future. We certainly, as a council and amongst staff, have had many conversations about this particular area in the past, and it is a critical one to the future of the city in terms of development, and more particularly to that corner of the area that we're talking about, redevelopment. And that's a much harder row to hoe, so to speak, than development of fallow or green type green fields as opposed to brown fields is what I was trying to grope for there memory-wise. So anyway, it makes it even more important that we plan for that in a wise way that allows us to take advantage of opportunities as they come along. Just as the mayor mentioned, there's no even planned project at this point, so nobody's going to lose their property. They're not restricted in its use. They can sell it, buy it, all that under the current auspices of what's going on. But in order for us to move forward with this planning tool and make sure that the future plans as they pertain to the legal framework for development are in line with what the city's desire is, we're asking for that time.
Okay. In fact, as I look at this, and remember, I think it's all commercial with the exception of 8 homes. 3 of those are in a plan already for the Mountain View corridor, that there'll be a street widening, and things are changing there anyway. And then the other 5 homes have been included. Wasn't quite sure why, but I don't think there's any intent to do anything there with those residences. Essentially all of it is well, actually there's more than that there. I see 2 more in there. So there's no plan to do anything with those. This is primarily focused on the commercial aspect, on how to improve that area. With that introduction then, if I can get my finger to work right, then I will open officially a public hearing for this particular land use regulation to accept public comment. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to this? Yes, if you'll come up, your name and address. And
yeah, my name is Casey Nielsen. My address is 3904 South Cali Circle. Excuse me. How far up 5600 west is that going to go? How far south?
It goes from the north, just south of Walmart on that side of the street, skirts around the subdivision on the east side. The furthest south it goes is down to the property where the senior living residences are there.
Oh, okay. I only ask because my brother-in-law and his brother-in-law are actually, they were given some land just south of that that they've been trying to build on.
No, it's not in this particular study area.
Okay.
Wouldn't affect them anyway, but no, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else here who would like to speak to this? Seeing no one else who would like to speak, we will close the public comment portion. We'll bring it back to the council for consideration of ordinance 16-48 to enact this temporary land use regulation. To the council.
Mayor, I would move for approval of ordinance 16-48.
Second.
We have a motion and a second before us to approve this ordinance. Any further discussion? I have to look back and forth a couple of ways, because sometimes I miss them. With that then, we will turn to our city recorder to take a roll call vote as required by law.
Councilman Vincent?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang?
Yes.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilman Hune?
Aye.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
Councilman Norfelt?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. That completes our agenda for tonight. We have no need for an executive session. Any final comments from the council? Not seeing any, then we'll take our final motion.
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.